I'll be back in just a second. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. But hopefully, when I come back, everything will have worked out. I lied. I also decided to make dinner, so. Because it's like 10:30 and I haven't eaten. I did eat lunch and I ate kind of a late lunch. I made this weird pasta dish that I found online. Apparently way back in the day on my Tumblr, I followed a food blog. And I found a recipe on it. It's pretty good. I did have to edit it because I don't like tomatoes, so I had to like massively reduce the amount of tomatoes in this recipe. It called for 2 cans of diced tomatoes. I only used like half of a can, and even I felt like that was so much tomato. But we're actually having my leftover taco stuff for dinner tonight, though. I've just been obsessed with tacos recently. Tacos and brats. No, I don't be eating those tomatoes, you know? I've never liked tomatoes. Like, I can eat stuff with tomatoes. Like, my taco has salsa on it and stuff. I am very picky about salsa, though. It has to be really, really well blended. And, what else? It's got to have lots of stuff in it, like lots of herbs and lots of, like, onions and garlic and stuff like that. But the main important thing is that it's blended. I hate ketchup as well. I did eat ketchup for a very brief time when I was a kid, but I don't know. I can't eat it anymore. Like, Even just the thought kind of makes me want to throw up ketchup. I'm very picky about condiments. I also don't eat mayonnaise, but that's because I got lice when I was a kid and went to horseback riding camp. And I was with my grandparents kind of out in the country, and one of the home remedies for lice, if you can't get real lice treatment kits, is mayonnaise. Cover your head in mayonnaise. And once your head has been covered in mayonnaise, I mean your hair, really, not your whole head. Once that whole part of you has been covered in mayonnaise, the smell of it makes you want to be sick. But no, I can do like really blended salsa. I can do pasta sauce, but I generally want my I wouldn't do like straight marinara. I'd want it to like, you know, maybe it has meatballs in it, or just meat chunks, or like 3 cheese pasta sauce, or mushroom pasta sauce, or much like salsa, I'd prefer it with a lot in it. Pizza's fine, like pizza sauce, mostly because it's so covered up by cheese. When I went to Italy, I didn't eat the margherita pizza, which was served at a lot of places because that is too much tomato for myself. But no, I wanted to be careful with this recipe because the other week I tried to make this cheeseburger pasta recipe, and like watching the video of it being made, it really didn't look that tomatoey. And then I made it, and once again, I didn't even use the same amount of tomato paste that it called for, and it was so tomato. I had to throw it away because it was so tomatoey. I must have stopped looking for that, but I had to throw it out. I tried to eat it. I just couldn't. It is funny because I wouldn't consider myself like a super picky eater. It's tomatoes specifically that I can't do. And
can you keep up?
I mean, there's some other stuff that like I'll pick out. Like, I love mushrooms. I'll pick out celery. I'm not super into it, but I can eat it if it's not like huge chunks. I like olives.
Quickly and improvise. Blue.
I need to get back in this.
Photosynthesis. The fruit of evolution. Listen up. Instant painting.
I need to remind myself of my...
Art unveiled. My compliments. You will yield.
We're gonna have Marina coming.
Growing against wind. Grow for me.
Oh, this is not good.
The fruit of evolution. Listen up.
Poor Marina's gonna have to... That's the one downside to this team, is any sort of ice enemy. You're dependent on little Verena and her 245 damage.
Hands off my friends. A new technique. Speak. Witness the art's true form. Surrender. Running won't save you.
You probably haven't seen my... I started when it came out for PlayStation release, so this is a very new account.
I will decide.
Really, the only characters I've got Bill are Carletta, Gigi, Verena.
I pray for anything specific for
And
you? It would be
I have Junji up to level 70, but like it's messy.
Time for another adventure.
And then I was at one point, instead of Verena using Encore, when you can kind of go early game without a healer. But
time for another adventure.
Let me be there for everyone. I should try to...
I
pick.
have discovered myself to be an Alto stan.
Let's reach farther.
And that's it. I mean, I've got some of the standard 5 stars. Well, I got a little tired of it, and then I was fishing and sitting there, and I was like, all we're doing is sitting here fishing. So I was like, I need to work on my Shorekeeper savings. I don't have the guarantee, and I am at, let me see what pity I am at. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I'm at 62 pity. I have been incredibly lucky so far. But much like everything else I play, I really don't do endgame content. You can see I haven't been very good about even like logging in and doing daily stuff. Oh, and I also have Carletta's weapon. I didn't show that, but I have her weapon. I went like all out on that first banner. But that's partially because they were very generous. Go away. Went the wrong direction.
Lighter than a dove.
Need to go up this way.
Can you keep up?
Well, I played it really, like, really hard. I did. So I haven't done the main quest stuff from the last 2 updates because I got back into Genshin. But I did all of the main quest from 1.0 through 2.0 in the span of, like, a couple days. I did the Renacida one, like, all in one day, and every time I thought, it's almost over, it was not almost over.
Quickly and swiftly. Found your weak spot. Bloom. Listen up. The fruit of evolution. Insta-painting. Yeah. My compliments. Running won't save you. You will yield. Victory favors me.
Save me, fine.
In the name of the Montellis.
But no, I played it really hard, and then I turned around and said, let's not touch it for several months. Are you alive? Nope.
Can you keep up?
Which is kind of what I've done with Honkai. I'm hoping to play that tomorrow. It's because I just keep getting pulled back into Genshin. Although for a bit there, I wasn't playing any gacha games, and I started playing Stardew and Gas Station Simulator and Arcade Paradise. And there's been a lot of games on this channel.
Photosynthesis. Huh. Quickly and swiftly. A new technique. Hush. Running won't save you. The stage is set.
I'll come back to that. We'll address that later.
Quickly and swiftly. The fruit of evolution. after the spark. My compliments. You will yield. Glory demands more. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I do have to say I'm far less interested in the lore of Wuthering Waves than Genshin or even Honkai.
Anything catch your eye?
Alright. Should be all good now. So, I'm gonna leave.
Can you keep up?
We'll get lots of lemongrass. I do have to say, I do like the setting of Wuthering Waves. I kind of like the... Again, I kind of like the... Even though I'm not into apocalypse literature usually, I do kind of like the apocalypse setting. Lots of lemongrass. Like the ruined city type setting.
Found your weak spot. Bloom. The fruit of evolution.
Wait, no, Perletta, you could like stay on.
Such stubbornness. Grow for me.
I didn't catch what you said. Yeah, I know some people are not into it. I'll admit I don't mind it as much as some people do. It's not really for me. I just didn't personally I don't know how to explain. It just wasn't a big deal to me, but I know some people are super. I originally wasn't really happy with Moika's design, but it kind of grew on me. You know I'm here for the drama, though. I have been all over this whole voice actor drama going on this week.
Or to die. Merely two sides of the same coin.
I can see why Wuthering Waves went for British VAs. Okay. I believe the last time I was on Exploring, I was trying to figure out how to get here. Okay. I hope you're ready for this. Okay, so I gotta find somewhere with less music. So, the VAs are on strike right now. Now, most of them are not actually union members, but they probably want to be, and they're going on strike in solidarity. And the strike is about AI, right? And now, some of the union members have gone back to voicing stuff, but that's because SAG, which is the Screen Actors Guild, has this membership thing called FICOR, which SAG actually really looks down upon and straight up calls scabs, which is people who cross the picket line. But it's essentially you're paying a fee to get them to not blacklist you from the acting industry. But anyway, so they've been on strike for a really long time. And obviously you had people who are already just kind of fed up with it because there's no voice acting. But for the most part, people are pretty supportive because they're anti-AI. So we're going along, and it's a document is released, which is SAG wants Hoyo to sign an interim agreement that most people originally thought just was hey, we won't use AI to replace our actors. But then this document was released, and one of the qualifications, the requirements, is that Hoyo games would become union games. So, if Genshin, specifically, because that's where a lot of the drama is, just because that's where a lot of the vocal voice actors is, went union, there's some rules about hiring non-union actors. So technically, to begin with, all of these union actors should not have been voice acting on the Hoyo games. But with video games, SAG is usually pretty lenient and kind of looks the other way, because most voice acting jobs are non-union. So there wouldn't be a lot to do if you said, no, you can only do union jobs. But anyway, so there's some stipulations, and one of them is that technically you can hire non-union voice actors on a union game, but you have to sign this thing called a Taft-Hartley. And an actor gets 3 Taft-Hartleys in their life, and a Taft-Hartley only goes for 30 days. And this really concerned people because people are like, oh my god, everyone's going to get fired if Hoyo signs this and goes union. This isn't true, though, because there are some exclusions that Hoyo could apply for. and voice actors were pointing this out, but also voice actors were kind of leaving out the quiet part of, like, SAG could deny this exclusion. They could be like, yeah, no, we want you to hire a union person instead. Although I personally think it's highly unlikely that they do that for existing cast. Now, cast in the future, there might be a lot more arguments about, like, hiring future non-union people, but I'll be honest, it would look really bad on SAG if they turned around and were like, all the non-union people gotta go and get recast. But anyway, so people kind of started, like, asking the voice actors questions about this, and some of the voice actors were trying to answer, but they were also being really, really vague in their answers, and some of them clearly, like, across the different voice actors, there was very differing information, and people just got, like, really worked up, and the court of public opinion decided that SAG was, like, trying to create a monopoly in voice acting, which there's arguments for it. SAG doesn't have a great reputation as a union. But anyway, so all of this had been going on, and then they announced that Kanish was recast, and the old VA put out a post that was like, yeah, he was not union, so he's not protected for going on strike, and he basically put out a post that was like, yeah, I got recast for striking, and then the new VA put out a statement that's like, yeah, I'm glad to, like, take up the torch and get this post, and some of the very vocal voice actors lost their goddamn minds about this. And, like, in some fairness, in general with union history, one of the things that you do is when someone crosses the picket line, which is technically what this new voice actor has done, you're kind of mean to them. You call them a scab, you call them names, you're not nice to them because you don't want them to take your job. But there's also some weird nuance of, like, he's not, I think he's technically from America, but, like, he's not living in America. He's not associated in any way with American voice acting. He is part of a studio in Japan. He's living in Japan. In fact, a lot of the Natlan voice actors are out of Europe because that's how Hoya was able to get them voice acted without having to deal with the strike, because pretty much all the other continents with voice actors that Hoya uses have AI protection already. So anyway, the voice actors kind of, like, lose their minds a little on this new voice actor, who, by the way, this is, like, his first, like, prominent voice acting job. He has, like, maybe, like, 2 or 3 other ones in his belt, so this is not, like, some famous guy getting the gig. And the fans who were already kind of fed up with the strike and were now kind of like, boo, voice actor union, started freaking out on them back. And there were huge fights on Twitter about it. And, like, also, mind you, while this is going on, like, they're still freaking out on the Kanish VA. And, like, one of them got on Blue Sky and was like, hey, you know, back in, basically reminisced about the good old days when the Screen Actors Guild was associated with the mob and could hire the mob to go beat scabs up. And people were like, are you, like, reminiscing about the good old days when you could have just beat this new voice actor up and, like, saying he's not their coworker? Like, it was wild. And then, of course, the fans are just going wild, and there's death threats being sent to all sides of things. And the voice actors are still trying to, like, get rid of this technical misinformation about the guild and, like, yeah, and non-union VAs being fired, but also at this point the court of public opinion had ruled against them in SAG, so nothing they said, it didn't matter how true what they were saying was, it didn't matter anymore. Nobody cared about the logic. They had already made up their minds, and so sitting there repeating over and over again was not helping. And like I said, you've got people like reminiscing about beating people up back in the day and tons of name calling, and then the new voice actor only comes on like one more time to be like, hey, don't send people death threats, and then a bunch of other voice actors like get into his feed and are like, hey, telling people that isn't enough. You basically, like, the ball's in your court to make them stop, and people are like, nobody knew who this voice actor was before this. This is not like his rabid fans coming for them. This is like Genshin players and people who were following them on Twitter, and that's why they saw what they were saying. Like, it was a whole thing. And then, of course, in other spaces where the voice actors aren't, everyone is like talking about their opinions on the Screen Actors Guild. It's not a good opinion. Everyone's like, Hoyo shouldn't sign anything, which, by the way, Hoyo has not released any sort of statement about why they have or haven't signed anything. So who knows? Who knows what they think? And it's insane. It's mostly calmed down by now. But one of the biggest things that came out of it was Candace's VA. We're not sure that she has a job anymore. She may have, like, rage quit, because most of the other voice actors were pretty prominently going after the new Kanichi voice actor. But the Candace voice actor, like, specifically said stuff about Mihoyo and, like, was like, don't ever talk to me about Genshin Impact again. F the company, like, blah, blah, blah. I rage quitting. And now people are like, is there going to be a Candace recast? Except this time it's not from them getting fired. It's from them, like, quitting. It's wild. I love drama. I don't like being involved in drama, but I love drama. And, I re-downloaded Twitter I deleted it again after. I originally re-downloaded it because I saw people talking about it on Reddit, and I was like, this can't be real. Because one of the big prominent ones, was the Paimon voice actor, and they're already very messy on Twitter anyway. That's the thing. It's like a very small group of the voice actors, and some of them are kind of just known for being messy on Twitter. And the other big takeaway is that some of these voice actors don't have, like, PR or agents telling them to shut up. Because the ones I saw, so there was a lot of random ones. The other big thing was there was a lot of, like, unrelated to Hoyo and Genshin and Star Rail and stuff, voice actors, like, on this guy's post. So voice actors, because they're on strike, I'm assuming they put out a thing and were like, hey, it's pretty big video game news. And it's clear that it was kind of a coordinated thing, because then later in the day, SAG specifically tagged Genshin and was like, hey, let's talk about signing this agreement. And everyone was kind of like, not the time. But it was, I know I saw Paimon and Yanfei and Candace, and I think Sucrose, and then a lot of, like, random people who play random parts. I mean, there was a lot of, like, NPC ones, but most of Paimon's really the only, like, prominent one, like, character in the game-wise. most of the other voice actors have, like, put out statements about the strike, but on the whole are not messy on Twitter, usually. Like, you certainly don't see, like, Keith Silverstein out here, doing the do on Twitter. And, like, Sayud completely basically just didn't address it. But, some PR lessons probably be a really good thing for some of these people. Because, like, whether or not you agree with them going after the new voice actor for scabbing, because technically he did scab, and, like, that's not a great thing to do on a strike. Like, at the same time, like, you can't... There's a... Things you say on Twitter come back to bite you. Because a lot of them have been defending themselves from this this accusation of, like, so what, we're not shaming scabs. Now, it is not that. I think for me, I don't really care either way. I don't, like, have a problem with it. I'm not out here, like, offended that they've done anything. I'm, like, sure, you can sit here and do this, but, like, the problem really is they're already messy. And that's the thing. Most of them just went after the new voice actor. They were at least smart enough to not go after Hoyo. Because for most of the voice actors, like, not just these ones, but, like, in general, they've put out statements of, like, hey, Hoyo could sign this interim agreement. And then we could all go back to voice acting. Wouldn't that be great? But, like, they're not out here just, like, ruining their reputation with the company. And I think that's where it's, like, yes, you're calling out a scab, but also, like, in the future, when companies look at you, are they going to look at your Twitter presence and be happy? And like I said, part of the problem is some of these people have already been very messy on Twitter and said some stuff that maybe they shouldn't be saying. Not great, but quite a fun time. I've had quite a fun time reading everything. I'm trying to figure out how to get to this. I guess at some point later. But I've learned a lot about voice acting and strikes and tap hard, because like you said, I mean, for all that I focused on the voice actors, also, like, the people specifically calling them out about the SAG stuff aren't exactly the most educated either, but some of that's also because some of the voice actors have not fully been putting out factual information. Like, I don't necessarily know that they're lying. I think it's more like either A, focusing on the parts that make the union look good, or B, I mean, it's impossible to know everything about everything. And so some of the stuff they said, I think, comes more just from a place of that's their understanding of it, but that's maybe not the understanding of it. basically nobody has the full picture and nobody's right.
The white has been dyed red.
And like, I don't know what'll happen with the strike.
Can you keep up?
Because it's been going on for a very long time. But I was actually kind of disturbed by SAG calling out Genshin on Twitter because what they wrote in the tweet kind of implied that, like, there had been no negotiation yet whatsoever, which was like, okay. So what have we been doing for the last 8 months? But I don't know where this will go. And what I think, I have some scenarios in my head. I mean, scenario 1, really worst case scenario, is that Genshin and Star Rail and its corresponding games basically refuses to sign anything, and everyone has to be recast. Because, like, right now, some of the people who are still back to recording, like Raiden and Guy and Sino, they're technically union members. They're just part of that FI-Core status where they can work on non-union games. And that's how they were able to go back to work. That's also how Paimon is working. But if Hoyo completely cut ties with SAG would probably blacklist the game, and at that point they would have to leave to stay in good standing with the union. So, like, everyone would have to be recast, because, like, how many of these non-union voice actors who are striking in solidarity are going to want to come back when they probably are going to perceive
the white has been dyed red.
Hoyo not signing anything is kind of like, I don't know, like a slight or something. So that's like worst case scenario, is everyone basically gets the boot. I think another scenario is Hoyo, I mean, obviously the best case scenario is they negotiate an agreement both sides agree to. And everyone, for the most part, comes back. I mean, obviously not everyone will come back. Like, old Kenichi VA is not coming back. Even if things get signed and people are like, okay, let's petition to get old VA back, that's over with. New VA is here to stay for now, unless he also gets recast. Unfortunately, he's never gonna be treated well. Like, they hate scabs, and so he's trying to have like a fun time. But I don't know. The other thing I could see happening is Hoyo does sign the agreement, but so this agreement with SAG has no jurisdiction over them hiring foreign voice actors. Like, that's, like I said, like a bunch of the Natlin people, the new Kenichi VA, like, they're all out of foreign studios working in foreign countries, and SAG cannot stop Hoyo from hiring people who are not under SAG jurisdiction, which is the US companies, or VAs working in the US, even if they're working for a foreign union. So I could also see them being like, okay, we'll sign and this will cover, you know, we'll agree from now on to hire union VAs, and then they just turn around and are like, okay, we're just going to hire foreign VAs and not even touch union, non-union. I could see them doing that, which in some ways could be good, because then we could get some actual European accents on our Schneznayan voices, but I could see that happening, maybe. I don't know. I hope the strike is over soon, for everyone's sake. I mean, to be honest, I'm actually kind of surprised now that it's very much down to, like, Hoyo signing an agreement. It's no longer just like, I mean, technically everyone, like, they're on strike from all jobs, but right now SAG is signing agreements with specific studios to continue work even during the strike, and that's what they're offering to Hoyo. I'm surprised that once it switched to that, Hoyo didn't make some sort of agreement, but maybe... Because it's not like they're out here, like, They have one role that has AI voice acting in it, and that's because the voice actor was arrested and they got his permission to use his voice, and that's in a Chinese version of a game. But, like, China and Japan and Europe and stuff, they all have pretty strict AI restrictions in law. That just isn't something that'll get passed in the U.S. because U.S. politics are messy, but, like, I don't know. I'm a little surprised it's gone on for as long as it has, but I don't think it can go on much longer just from the standpoint of, like, they've already recast one person. If it goes on much longer, are they going to start recasting everybody?
Quickly and swiftly.
I mean, they'll hold out on, like, the big people, like, not just big characters, but also they have some actual, like, pretty prominent voice acting names in the cast.
The stage is set.
And, like, I think that's why we haven't seen a Dainsleif quest. I think they're kind of holding out on, like, or they were holding out. At this point, it's going to have to be unvoiced. Unless they get that strike ends and they get that man into a studio, like, ASAP. But, like, they'll hold out for, like, Dane and the Travelers and your people like Shang Li and stuff like that. But, like, some of the 4-star characters who don't show up in pretty much any permanent content, I mean, that's unfortunately just who will be next.
Lighter than a dove.
Probably ones who are saying things about the company. I'm not very good at this grappling thing.
Take this! Blue! My compliments. Can you keep up?
We're just gonna glide down. I don't have it in me to play these grappling games. I'll come deal with this. No, I won't.
Can you keep
Come deal
up?
with that. I'll come deal with that later. Oh, it's coming down from this mountain.
Can you keep up? Can you keep up? Lighter than a dove. Can you keep up? Can you keep up?
It's hidden. I can do some standard wishes. See if there's someone to get that other wish. I don't know, I can't remember if these casket things give out wishes or not. I don't remember. Hello.
Time flies by. Anything can... Remember to stop and look around as you...
Oh, it does. I lucked out.
Explore. Maybe there are ancient relics on those faraway mountains.
And I've been wishing on the standard weapon banner. I just need weapons really badly.
I alone will decide whether it's for I alone will decide.
Make this quick. I have experiments underway.
Please, I need weapons, like, desperately.
Can you keep up? Quickly and swiftly. Photosynthesis. Here! Springs into life. Witness the art's true form. Brilliance lights the way. Glory demands more. masterpiece complete. You've crossed the wrong person. Leave it to me. Life isn't everything. It's the painting. Infra. My compliments. Found your weak spot.
Oh, I always get mistaken. I always
Can you
mistake
keep up?
this for... Okay, we're gonna have to climb this thing.
Can you keep up? Can you keep up? Can you keep up?
We need...
I alone will
where is it?
Be right back. And what's inside? Mystery box number 1.
I don't know why, but I kind of love him. It's funny, he's very different from the usual ones that I go for. Oh, I should have kept the
lighter than a
team.
dove.
Well, would you look at that? Easy money.
Lighter than a dove. Quickly and swiftly. Surrender. Ha! In front. Can you keep up? Brilliance lights the way. Improvise. The world is mine. Masterpiece complete. Blow. Ha! Infra. Art unveiled. Ha! Found your weak spot. Ha! Quickly and swiftly. My compliments. Running won't save you. Insta-painting.
Oh, that was a big crit.
Wow, beautiful. Oh, I better put them away first.
Hello. Just casually running around the military base. Like you do. Nothing to see here. What we talking about, guys? I'm in formation. Look at me in my uniform. Ready to hear today's agenda. Oh, wrong way. Needed the other exit. And I need my shooting team again.
Well, would you look at that? Easy money.
Gently does it. Lighter than a dove. Gently does it.
It's that last one. I can't get the camera at a good angle to catch it. We'll give it a couple more tries. Then we might call it on this one.
Gently does it. Lighter than a dove. This craftsmanship. A wise investment. Lighter than a dove. Can you keep up? Ha! Found your weak spot. Infra! Ha! Captured the spark! My compliments. The stage is set. Glory demands more. In the name of the Montellis. Start small to build big. Improvise.
Alright, and then we've got a puzzle.
Can you keep up?
No. There we go.
This craftsmanship. A wise investment.
Alright, I think we'll go back here. Okay.
Anything catch your eye? Can you keep up? Lighter than a dove.
They really like cats in this game. Where is other?
Can you keep up?
There we go.
Can you keep up? Can you keep up? Can you keep up?
Somewhere. In here. Oh, in the giant hole. This seems like a security
A wise
risk.
investment.
I would advise that you
Quickly and swiftly.
take care of that.
Anything catch your eye? Can you keep up? Quickly and swiftly.
Oh. Yeah, they're no longer distracted with each other anymore. They did actually kill.
Infra! A new technique! I'm so tired. Life isn't everything. Into the peak.
Brilliance lights the way! Hush!
That is really weird. I feel like it, like, freaked out for a second.
Quickly and swiftly.
Oh, yeah, I've upset a bunch of them.
Leave it to me.
I think the music here is just weird. Like, very, like, I don't know how to describe it, but disjointed sounding.
You will yield. Glory demands more. Can you keep up? This craftsmanship. A wise investment.
Very quiet here.
Can you keep up? Lighter than a dove. Lighter than a dove.
No, I did it in the wrong direction.
Gently does it?
There we go.
Lighter than a dove.
There we go. Now let's go pick up this upset soldier's quest. What does he want? Which I have a bunch of... I have a very full quest log. That would probably be more effective at getting stuff for Shorekeeper, but... Oh, it looks like your engineer is being beat up. If he's not already dead. Yeah, there's no voice line for Verena. This is what's happening is some of the characters aren't having their voice lines. That's why it's so quiet. No, I think I've had this happen on the Genshin and probably on Star Rail. Sometimes it just freaks out. see. Let's see if this helps. No, I guess I just need to restart the game. Which I'm not going to be on for much longer, so it's fine. There you go. Never mind. Looks like I'll have more places to go. I'll probably finish up this quest and then that'll be it for the day for me. Is there a fourth one? Oh, there is. somewhere around here.
Can you keep up?
Oh, the sound being all messed up is very weird. Okay.
This craftsmanship. A wise investment.
Okay, I lied. I am just gonna leave it here for night. I'm tired. Like, it's stuff isn't playing. Like, it's not stuff like playing wrong. It's like stuff is not playing. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably play Honkai. Maybe I'll play this. We'll see how I feel. But thank you for coming. Have a good night.